thank you so much for joining session, guys. So today we are going to discuss about Java 17 and Java 11 feature implementations. So myself, Gauss Rastav, I'm working as senior software consultant in Java competency. So before starting session, let's see what are the knowledge etiquette we have. So we have the punctuality. So join session because 5 minutes so that we can start session on time and we can conclude on time. Feedback, please make sure to submit the constructive feedback for all the session. So it will be helpful for presenter, like we can improve like where we are lagging. And the third one, we have silent mode. So keep your mobile devices in silent mode. Feel free to move out of the session if you have any urgent call or any client call. Avoid unwanted chit chat during the session. If you have any query, just raise your hand. I will reach out to you. Okay. So let's see what agenda we have today. So today we are going to discuss about Java 11 and Java 17 overview. What are the key highlights we have? What is the feature? What are the important like if you're switching to Java 11 Java 17, what kind of improvement you will get, right? So I listed out few features itself, so that we will discuss in the further slide. So I just read them one by one. So and if you just for the slide we can discuss one by one, right? So like the first we have like string method enhancement. So this feature come into Java 11. Again we have the local variable syntax for lambda. So that is kind of where keyword that is coming to Java 11 as well. So we have the HTTP client API that is also come Java 11. We have the patterns matching for switch. That feature is coming to Java 17. We have sealed classes. I think sealed classes pretty popular nowadays. If you guys familiar then you already know. If not, then we can discuss in the session for sure. And similarly, we have other concept like pseudo, like random number generator, new applet removal. So we can discuss in the first session. Okay, so let's move on to the sessions first. So yeah, so Java. So first we are starting with Java 11. So Java 11 released in September 2020. So 2018. So Java 11 is LTS support. So I think everyone know like whenever we're doing any programming or any like any application we are developing, we always got to know that we have to work on the LTS version only, right? So what is the LTS version? I think we have everyone know like we like LTS means long-term support. Like in what are non-LTS version we have? Like if you talk about the Java 9 and Java 10, right? If last LTS version before, if you're talking about Java 11, we have Java 8 only, right? So if you're talking about Java 9 and 10, so these are the non-LTS version. So like non-LTS version like Java 9 and Java 10 are often used to introduce test new features and improvement. Okay, so these version allows the Java community and Java community to experiment with the new ideas and get feedback like this feature is relevant or not, right? Once the feature is stable and proven to work well, then they include in the next LTS version. So LTS version means if you declare any version LTS, right? So that means Oracle is going to support you like in long duration of time. So if any bugs come in, bugs come in, any feature that is not working correctly, you can report to Oracle or any other vendor. They can fix that part. So that's why we always recommend to use LTS version, right? So these are the key highlights we have. Like obviously, if you are improving your Java, right? So obviously, the main purpose is you have to enhance your performance and stability, and introduce a new language like a standard API that we will discuss in further slides. And we also have the access of security, like in Java 11, we also improved a lot of security as well, and we are also remove a lot of boilerplate code as well. Okay, so that we will discuss in the further slides. So let's move to the next. Okay, so the first feature that came into the picture in Java 11 that we can run the file with a single command. So if you guys are working in Java, so you guys already know if you run any program in Java, then first you have to compile the code, right? If you compile the code, then you get the bytecode file, and that's make the Java is platform independent, right? But in Java we have feature like you can directly, without compiling the code, you can directly run the code. So the question arises like, is Java still platform independent or not? Like we are not compiling the code, we are directly running the code, right? So even though you don't manually compiling the Java code, Java still generate the bytecode, okay, before executing the program. That is kind of internal process. When you run .java file directly, Java compiles into bytecode in memory. And so the question is like, is still Java is platform independent or not? So the answer is yes. The code is still compiled into bytecode, the JVM on any platform like window, like if you compile one code, you got the bytecode, you can run on any machine. Like if you are compiling code on window and you got the bytecode, right, you can run on any other machine as well. The first criteria, you have the JVM. So different platform like Windows or Linux or Mac, you can still run the code. So Java core principle, like write once and run anywhere, is still preserved. Okay, so this is the kind of first feature we have in Java 11. So let's move on to the next feature. Yeah. So Java 11 also introduced several string handling method to make common tasks more convenient. Okay, so the first one we have, like these are the string method that provide in Java 11. So first one is strip method. So strip method basically used to remove leading like white spaces. Suppose you have the, as you can see the example in the string, right? We have this hello world, and in left side and right side we have the white spaces, right? If you want to remove this white space, so you can use the strip method, strip function, right? But previously we also have the trim function. Using trim function, we are achieving the same functionality, right? But in strip, they provide a lot of other variation as well. Like suppose if you want to remove only left part white space, you don't want to remove the right part of white space, right? So they have the function like strip trailing. Okay, using that you can remove the right side space, and if you want to remove the left side, you can use like strip yes leading, I guess. I forgot the name, I guess, the strip leading, right? This kind of function you can this strip method provide. Okay, after that we have new method that is blank. So is blank check if the string is empty or contain any white space. So previously if you define any string, right, if that string is blank, so if you want to check that string, so you can use different kind of mechanism, like you can check the length, right? If you get the like str dot length is equal to 0. If you're getting 0, then you can say like this string is blank. But this length part is not calculating the white space. Suppose you define one string, suppose you just remove this hello world, right? You have this string with white space, so that like string dot length method will not detect. You have to trim that string. So for facing this kind of issue, you can use directly is blank. So is blank will check the blank string and white space as well. Okay, after that we have this lines method. So lines method, what we do, like if you want to convert a string into convert a string into a string, so offline, making easier process for multi-line string. Okay, suppose you have a one string. Suppose you have a string like Java is the best kind of. So if you want to print in the different line, right? So if you don't have the line method, right? So previously we have to use the split method to break the string into multiple parts. So that is the issue we have. Like we have to write more lines of code to just breaking one string. So Java 11 come to the new feature, that is lines. You just pass the string you want to break it, you can just pass into lines, and you automatically this automatically convert it to lines. So these all the method I will show you in demo as well, just an overview to like what these methods are doing. And after that we have the repeat method. So repeat method is basically work as a loop. Like suppose if you want to print 10 numbers, right? So you have to, but if you know that this operation only 10 times, you can use the repeat method as well. Okay, so these are the new string method that comes into Java 11. Next we have the local variable syntax for lambda parameters. So in Java, like enhance the lambda by allowing the use of var, right? So basically the var keyword in Java allows for the type inference, right? Making code more concise, improving readability while still maintaining the strong typing. Okay, so if you declare any variable as a var, so you don't have to explicitly provide the parameter, right? It will automatically detect by var keyword itself. Okay, so and if you're using var keyboard, you will get other like other annotation as well. You can align lot of annotation like not null or any other annotation to check the, like to add the validation part as well, right? So that come into the var keywords. So let's move to the next slide. Yeah, so Java 11 also introduced a few file handling feature as well, like read string, write string, and is same file, right? So if you talk about previous version of Java, right? So if you are reading a file, then before Java 11, reading a file require more lines of code. Okay, often we use like buffer reader or file read all lines. This kind of method we use to read the file, and they will, you have to run a loop. You have to iterate for the every files, like what are, where the starting point, where the ending point. But if you are using this file dot read string, right, you just have to pass, you have to just pass the path, and this method automatically reads all the files. Similarly for the write as well, same thing. And the third one we have like file is same, right? So this method we basically use for checking if two files have the same path or not. So previously there wasn't any straightforward method like file dot is same file or not, to check like if two paths are referred to the same file or not. So developer had to do manually. Okay, so this kind of drawback we have previous version, so that we resolve in Java 11. So you just have to pass the path for both the file, and this file dot is same file will check the path. Okay, if the path is true, then it return the path. Okay, so yeah, so these are the few features that we discussed in Java 11. If you are switching, if you're not using Java 11, so you can switch to Java 11. You can find this kind of path, this kind of method that helps your code to more readable and more flexible. Okay, so I hope this is I hope you can understand this Java 11. Now we are moving to Java 17. Uh, Java 17 is released also in 2021. So Java 17 is also a LTS support. So we already discussed like what is LTS support means. If any version is LTS support, then obviously Java means Oracle is going to provide you long-term support, right? So, but there's one key highlight you can see. The first part obviously the enhance the performance and stability. But second part is we have the improvement in garbage collector and memory management. Okay, so I hope everyone familiar like what is garbage collector. So if not, then I can like give you a small brief about garbage collector as well. So the garbage collector in Java is responsible for automatically manage memory by reclaiming memory, right? That is no longer being used by the application. So which helps to prevent memory leaks and optimize the performance. So my means like in short term, you can say like when objects are no longer reachable, right, by any part of program. So the garbage collector identify them and freeze memory, right? This is the basically main collector. So this is kind of very good concept in Java. If you are using any other programming language like C and C++, you have to manually remove your unused like object, right? So in garbage collector in Java, that automatically will do. So in Java 17, they improve lots of like new version in garbage collector. They introduce like Z garbage collector and G1 garbage collector. So basically, if you're talking about ZGC, like ZGC, Z garbage collector, right? So ZGC basically work in like concurrently, like with application threads, ensure the minimal interruption of the application. And JDC aims to keep the garbage collector pause time under 10 milliseconds, so that the performance will improve and there is no obviously depend on the heap, like how much heap you are using, right? So that is kind of a key feature we have. Obviously importance of upgrading, like if you upgrading this to Java 17 version, then obviously you got a lot of new features like that seal classes, and we also have the vector API, we have the stream APIs. These come to Java 17. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, so these are the benefit if you are upgrading to Java 17. So obviously that we discuss the long-term support. Obviously you get the long-term support from Oracle or any vendor they're providing this Java version. And second, we have the improved security. So in JDK 17, right, we also have the concept called context specific deserialization filter. So that will be discussed in the further slide, but this is a pretty key feature in Java 17. And we also introduce new APIs like vector APIs and foreign function and memory APIs. So these are the powerful tools that increase the developer efficiency and reduce the development time. Okay, obviously modern language feature like seal classes, pattern matching for switch enhancement, core readability, these kind of things you get if you're switching to Java 17. Okay, so let's understand one by one. So these are the key features we have in Java 17. The first one is pattern matching for switch. Second one is sealed classes. The third one is enhanced random number generator. Third one is new applet API removal. Fifth one is we have context specific deserialization filter. Sixth, we have foreign function and memory API. And we have vector API. We have strong encapsulation of JDK internal by default. And we also have the deprecate and disable locking. So as you can see in the every key feature, I also mentioned like preview and incubator and final feature as well. Like, so what does this feature means? So I already wrote it out here. So if any feature is preview state, right? So that means this new feature is come to this language, and this is fully specialized, fully implemented, but yet not permanent, right? This is under testing, you can say. If you take the example, like if you are developing any code, right, we always release the pre-prod branch, right? So that is kind of preview. If you can consider, like, this code is almost tested for all this thing, but there is still some some testing are pending. So that we can say like in preview feature. Okay. And we also have the final feature. So final feature is a new feature of Java language or Java machine. So that is fully specified and fully implemented and permitted as well. So this feature is fully tested with all the user, all the Java competency. And the last one we have incubator. So incubator, we can say like this is under development, or we can say like in dev state. So this is under like testing phase. So that is kind, we can say like incubator. Okay. So let's understand one feature one by one. So we have the pattern matching for switch statement. So in previously, like if you use like if statement, if you have multiple condition to check, right? So you can use switch, or you can use like multiple if else condition, right? You have to you have to create like a lot of boilerplate code, because you are using a lot of if else, if else, if else. So if you are using if else, you also have to check the type as well. So for checking the type, you are using instance object, right? So this kind of task basically just creating lots like boilerplate code. So to solving this feature, we have this pattern matching for switch. So pattern matching for switch is enhancement in Java 17 that allows you to use pattern directly in switch statements and expression. This feature simplifies the complex condition logic and enhance code readability and maintainability. Okay, so obviously the benefits we have like more readable and concise code, enhance type safety by ensuring that all cases are covered, and reduce the boilerplate code, right, associated with like type checks and cast. So in next slide, I also mentioned like how we can define it. So let's see. So you can see we created one like small demo classes, and here we are just we created like one object to get this object class. Like if you can pass anything in this, you can pass like a string, you can pass like float value, you can pass an integer. So whatever data is coming, right, this will automatically detect that part. If you are using pattern match, you don't have to explicitly type use the type check, right? This will automatically detect by a pattern matching itself. Okay, so these are the benefit of using the pattern matching in Java 17. Okay, so now we have the seal classes, right? I think this is seal classes. I think we talk a lot in nowadays about like what is seal class and why this is so required right now. So suppose you have one classes, right, that is defined. Suppose you define some method, okay, and you want these method only implemented in concrete classes. So what you can do, you can define this class as abstract class, right? Suppose you create one car class, and in class you have some method like this car have like steering, right? You have four wheels. So you create this kind of method, and you want all the method only implemented in concrete classes. So what you can do, you can just make this class as abstract, right? So whenever any classes implement that class, they have to implement the method. Okay. And one more, we have like final class. Suppose you define one class and you put all the information, and you don't want anyone to inherit this class. So what you can do in this case, you can define this class as final. Okay. But what if you want to like restrict your inheritance, like if you want to if you create one class and you want this method, like if you create an interface or class, you only want a few method or few classes only able to inherit this. Okay, So these kind of like power, this kind of we can just support this seal classes provide. So you can create one method and you want to this method only inherited to some method. So if you want to put this restriction, you can use the keyword sealed. Okay, so using sealed class we can like restrict which class or interface can use this inherits. Okay, so in next slide I also show you like how you can define C classes. So you can see we we declare this bank account class as sealed classes, and we permit this class only to be inheritable in checking account and saving account and investment account, right? So you can see there is some condition as well. If you are inheriting the sealed class, right? So you have to make this class as final or sealed or non-sealed. These are three keyword we have that you have to define, right? Because if that class is not final or not sealed, so anyone can inherit that classes, right? So that's why we have certain criteria if you are implementing sealed classes, right? So you can see like we just declare one classes that is a bank account, and I permit to checking account and saving account and investment account. Only these classes are able to access inherit this bank account. So you can see like checking account extended this bank account, we already make this final, right? So this kind of way you can like inherit the sealed classes. So obviously the use cases like define a fixed set of types for particular domain and enhance security by limiting which classes can be extended, base classes, providing a clear enforce APIs for developer using the class. Okay. So I hope this part is clear for the C classes. Do you have guys any query, anything, just let me know. Okay. So I'm taking silence as a no. Let's move to the next slide. So in Java 17, we also have this feature called random number generator, right? So Java 17 basically introduced several enhancement of and feature related to random number generator. Basically, they provide a new interface that is a random generator. So using random generator, you can generate different kind of like auto-generated code. You can use different, we can say uh, uh, to improve the performance, you can use different kind of algorithm as well, right? So previously we have these two classes like Java util.random and we have the Java util.concrete, right? So this provide a new interface that is a random generator. So this will provide you different kind of like if you want to generate your random numbers for particular algorithm, so that you can do in this using the random generator. So next slide I also explain like how you can create this class. So you can see I created one random generator example here. So in this I provided kind of this string. You can like if you want to your random number will be like added in the last, right? So you can add this as well, and you can use different kind of algorithm as well. This provide lots of algorithm to generate random numbers. Okay, so let's move to the next slide. Yeah. So we also have these deprecate the applet API for removal. Okay, so the first question is what is applet API? Is anyone know like what is applet API? Did you guys anyone heard about it? Is anyone there? I think we move to the back. Where we are? Yeah. So I can explain like what is applet API. So the applet API was introduced long time ago to allow small Java programs to run inside the web browser, right? So the applet could be display like interactive graphics or animation on web pages. However, over the time, like applet become outdated because we have right now in market we have different technology like JavaScript, we have HTML5, we have CSS, right? To to deprecate, so they're no longer used for applet API due to some security reason as well. So what is the deprecate means? Like what is deprecate for removal means, right? So deprecation means that this feature mark at for removal in the future version of Java, and developer are encouraged to stop using it because like Java 17 warns the developer like that applets will soon be completely removed from the language in future release. Okay. So in modern, like we already have in the market like lots of replacement like the HTML5, JavaScript, and modern web technology. So to fulfill this kind of need, so that's why we remove this applet to remove the security purpose as well. Okay, so we have like context specified deserialization filter. So in Java, context specific deserialization filter provide a way to improve security and control where deserialization object is come to the picture. So the question arises, what is deserialization means? Okay, so deserialization is the process of converting a byte stream back into Java object. Okay, but however, sometimes there can be risk, right? There is some uh, like any one bit. Suppose if any object over there, right? And if you're desliding this object and that comes to like security like this, like it gives vulnerability. So in Java 17, we have this context specific deserialization filter. Using this filter, you can you can put some rules on filter, like if you don't want to deserialize this particular object, right? So you can put the condition in this specific like deserialization filter. So in this slide, I also show you like how you can allow like this filter only accessible to this. You can see like we have this create filter, and in this we allowed only this object input filter to be deserialized, and we don't want to other filter to be deserialized, right? So we can put like we can add a multiple feature as well, like with which filter you want to deserialize or not. Okay, so this is kind of also good feature, you can say. Okay, so we also have this strong encapsulation. So it is strong encapsulation for the we can say like in previous version of Java, right? Some developer use the internal classes and achieve certain functionality, even though they weren't officially supported. Like if you talk about this sun features, right? So this is so like in Java 17, right? Basically we prevent to use this kind of classes like package like sun or like com.sun stick. So these kind of certain functionality, even though they weren't obviously supported, right? So though these internal API could change or remove without warning or like causing application to the break. So if you are using this kind of feature, right? So this will definitely this will impact your application, obviously security issue. Like suppose in next version this feature will be removed, right? Because this is not official version, and definitely there no warning will you get. So definitely will got the error in our application. So for the security reason or for the stability, we are we are protecting this kind of use of this kind of packages. Okay, so yeah, so as you can see, I also added like how you can implement the encapsulation using JDK. So in Java 17, direct access to sun is restricted due to strong encapsulation. For Java internal, therefore you should use Java like util class for more standard way of using Java 17. Okay, so last we have this is like we also have this multiple API that come into Java 17. The first one is foreign function and memory API. So when we talk about foreign function and memories API, right? So using this API, you can interact with native code and memories. Okay. So when we talk about interacting with native codes, so it refers to ability this Java program to call function written in other programming language as well. Suppose your program is written in C++ or C, right? So you can use those functions in our code as well if you are using the foreign key memory APIs, right? So this will provide you like to type safety. You can use the like already feature or develop. You can connect with different native language as well. So that helps developers to less effort for development. And we also have the vector API. So vector API offer a way to perform high performance vectorization operation. So if you're talking about, if you say like vectorized operation, what does that mean? So you can add, suppose if you have array like 5, 6, and 7, right? And if you want to add 3 in it. So if you're not using vector API, right? So you have to run a loop and you have to manually you have to run a loop. You have to manually add the data. But if you are using vector API, right? So you can use the vector API. You can directly do the plus, and automatically you will get the result like 8, 9, and 10. Okay, so you can if you have any complex application or you have any scientific computation, right? You can if you are using vector API, you can easily solve that kind of operations. Okay, so these are the feature we have in Java 17. So after the conclusion, what we discussed like what are the new features we have in Java 17. And if you're not switched to Java in 17 or 11, you can definitely try it out. And in next session, I will cover in regarding Java 21, that is also LTS version. So this is all for the theory part. You guys have any query, any concern, just let me know. Otherwise, I can move on to demo part. Okay, so I'm taking silence as a no. So let me show you first this right. So as we discussed in Java 11, right, we have these multiple string method, right? So we have, like you can see, I have implemented the version like before Java and after Java. Okay, so what is the difference we making if you are using this Java 11 function? So previously, if you want, suppose we have this blank string, right, and you want to test it using this method, like if you want to check with length, if you want to check with equal method, if you want to check with empty, right? So if you run this code, right, so I already have created the test classes. Yeah, so let's run this. Right, if you see, if you're getting like string is blank, string is blank, string is empty, right? So now let's see, let me add some white spaces here, right? So as you can see in the previous check, all the if condition will pass, and we are getting like string is blank, and string is empty. Now we added few white spaces, right? Now if you run this code, right, again, you can see we are getting different result. We are getting like string is not blank, because in length we are not calculating the white space, right? So that is the issue in like if you want to find it, because as you can see, string don't have any element, but we are just added the white space. So to achieving this, we have to add here trim method to achieve this part. Okay, to overcome this issue, we have this is blank method. So is blank, if you see, we also added the white space. Still, if you run this method, right, you see we are getting the string is blank. If we remove the white space, if you again this part, we're still getting the same result. Okay, so this method will automatically check if this string is blank or not. Okay, I hope this is clear. So similarly, we also have this line method. So as we discussed in the slides, the lines, what lines will do basically is this split the let's suppose you have this string like Java 11, 10, and 9 and 8, and you want to split it. So what you have to do, you have to use the split method, right? You have to run a loop and to print the data. So let's try to print it. Yeah. You can see now you're getting this after running the loop. But if you are using this alliance method, right, so you can directly, you don't have to split directly. You can just pass this thing, and this will automatically break string to lines. Let me run this part as well. You can see we're getting same result. Okay, after that we have this repeat method that we also discussed. If you want to print 10 times any data, like if you want to print Java 10 10 times, then you have to use a loop here. But if you don't want to use a loop, you can use a repeat as well. That is coming to Java 11, right? So let me show you that as well. You see we're getting, if we are using loop, then we are also getting same result. If you are using repeat, then we are also getting the same result. Okay, after that we also have this strip method. So previously, as we mentioned, we have to use trim to like remove the white spaces. Like if you have like white space on left and right side, so we have to manually repeat, like we have to replace all, you have to use like replace all to remove the white spaces here. But in Java 11 we have this method like this one, the step trading and step string. leading. Using this, you can remove the left and right white space as well. So if you want, I can run this as well. You can see we are getting not white space here. Similarly, we also have this the where keywords, right? So you can see if you're not using Java 11 without Java where, so you have to define. So what we're doing, we created one list of products and we are adding few products in it, right? So you have to define like type, especially type, like which kind of data you this product have. So you have to define. If you don't want to define this list, you can use like that. You can use where, right? So where automatically detect like what kind of data is coming. Okay. So this is the Java 17 example. Now let me show you the Java 17 example as well. So Java 17, we discussed like seal class example, that is the most popular one. So suppose I create one seal interfaces, that is a shape, and in shape only I am permitted to a circle and rectangle. So only these methods are able to inherit this shape classes, right? So you can see I have the shape classes and also have the rectangle. So they are implementing this shape, the circles. Okay. So what we can do, like suppose I remove the circle here, right? So what happens if you remove circle here? You can see you automatically get this error. The circle is not allowed for the seal inheritance hierarchy, right? So this is kind of pretty powerful tool. If you say like a seal method, using this method you can basically restrict your interface or class, to whom gonna use it. And we also have this pattern matching. I think that we also already discussed, kind of similar. You don't have to use like instance of, you can directly pass the object and pattern matching automatically detect like what kind of data is coming. Okay. So if you want, I can run this as well. So you are getting, you can getting logs. I printed as a log. So I'm getting the log data. So yeah. So that is pretty much from my side, guys. If you have any questions, any query, then let me know. Otherwise, we are good to close the session.
Thanks, Gaurav. Do we have any questions, guys? Anybody? देर की आ गई है? All right, then, Gaurav, I think we're good to close the session. So thank you very much for all your time and the wonderful session. Thanks everyone for attending the same.